Hi, this is Tim from Positive Panic Attacks, and today I wanted to talk about natural supplements and herbs, vitamins to help with panic attacks, anxiety and stress. There has been a huge shift over recent years to alternative medicine as people get disillusioned with conventional medicine to overcome anxiety. Natural and herbal supplements are becoming popular as people re-engage with nature. The list of potential side effects from drugs and the rebound effects from withdrawing often make the thought of taking medication unpleasant. Often the promise of how effective the medication can be is exaggerated, or it simply does not have the effect it should because everyone is unique. Most people want some sort of instantaneous solution to their anxiety, so medication becomes their first thought, often as a quick fix. However, once they realise the complications with medication, any help they can receive from natural remedies becomes more attractive. So let's talk about what I think is the only cure for anxiety. Whether you take natural or prescription medication, there is no quick fix solution. I once suffered for years from anxiety and panic attacks, and I can assure you the long-term cure is combining it with a program of recovery you can integrate within your lifestyle. Ultimately, you don't want to be taking any medication, vitamins or supplements for extended periods of time unless you have to. Medication also implies you have an illness or disease. This is wrong because you have neither. If you had an infection, you can take some antibiotics, as this is a physical illness that needs a physical substance like penicillin. Anxiety is different. It's not something you can physically treat like an infection. Anxiety needs a much more general course of action. It requires you to treat different areas within your life with a holistic approach. If you don't know what an holistic approach means, then holistic looks at the whole picture. The totality of something is much greater than the sum of its component parts, and they cannot be understood by the isolated examination of their parts. Remember, if you have a nutritional and healthy diet, you simply don't need extra supplements, unless you know you're deficient with a certain vitamin or substance. So let's look at the quick solution of anxiety supplements. It's important you realise that in looking for supplements, you're probably after a quick fix solution that's similar to medication. In my experience, although they can help, they are a long-term solution. If you're not going to view this course of action as a long-term solution, it's not going to work. Medication does not work long-term because as soon as you stop taking it, the symptoms will return, and it comes with side effects. Vitamins and supplements are similar in that they are an aid in helping you get better, but they are not a cure in themselves. So let's look at the dangers of herbs, supplements and vitamins for anxiety. It's worth mentioning that just because the list below is produced from naturally occurring substances, that they are safe. Unfortunately, this is not the case. Some herbs are quite powerful and consuming them in large quantities can have side effects as well. For example, in the list below I recommend St. John's wort, which can help mild depression and anxiety. However, this plant can affect prescription medication, including birth control pills, and can cause unexpected pregnancies. KAVA can reduce anxiety, and for some it seems to be as effective as prescription drugs, but it may take up to 8 weeks to work. However, some national health institutions have linked KAVA to liver damage, nerve damage and skin problems. KAVA should also not be taken by breastfeeding women. Also, alprazolam, Xanax and sedatives don't seem to react well with KAVA in the person's systems, so please bear this in mind. On the whole, herbal remedies tend to be safer, but there may be some dietary or interaction risk. The best advice I can give you is make sure you consult with your doctor before taking any supplement, as your doctor will be aware of what other medication you're taking. So let's look at the best herbs for anxiety and why I recommend vitamins, supplements and herbs. It's quite simple. They have extra advantages over prescription drugs. Generally, they do not have the strength of change within the human body like medication, but they may make slow, subtle changes. The main advantages are they're not addictive. Most supplements or herbal remedies do not have heavy side effects or withdrawal symptoms. This is a massive advantage compared to modern medications like benzodiazepines, which have several withdrawal risks, and they're also more suitable for moderate anxiety. Rather than jump straight into strong medication, it's much better to try natural products first. They can be easier to obtain and you can easily moderate them yourself. Lots of people suffer from stress and it's much better to try this first. Quite often they can make you feel better psychologically even though they may have minimal effects on you physically. This is often called the placebo effect. So let's now talk about the personality changes or the up and down feelings. The current herbal supplements on the market do not cause personality changes like some of the anti-anxiety medication. You won't feel drowsy or feel like your life has been sucked out of you. Also, because they don't have the strength of conventional drugs, if you need to feel anxiety, say if a car pulls out in front of you, you will be able to respond as you should. For example, get out of the way. On the whole, supplements and herbal remedies appear quite safe and they are not addictive. Just make sure you consult with your doctors first. Below is a list of certain minerals and vitamins that can help give your body an added boost. It's worth considering taking vitamin supplements as your body may be run down and it will need the extra help it can get from supplements. I went through a period of taking supplements during my recovery. I personally don't think, if I'm being honest, it would have made any difference to the speed of my recovery. If you eat a balanced diet, then you should be getting enough vitamins and minerals. However, it's still worth considering and it certainly can't do any harm. So I'm going to give you a tip from the trenches, and that is don't eat whatever you like and think you can just get away with eating vitamin supplements and that will be okay. I can assure you your symptoms will not go away. Likewise, don't skip meals and take food supplements instead. There is no substitute for healthy, proper food. The reason you may want to take vitamin supplements is your body is under a great deal of stress at the moment and probably has been for some time. Anything you can do to help it will be a bonus. So now let's talk about the homeopathic supplements for anxiety. However, before I go any further, if you want more information on any of the products I'm about to discuss, you can either click on the link in the description below or you can click on the little link in the video. Right, I'm not going to go into any detail on the homeopathic remedies as there are literally thousands of mixtures of these liquids, so it's difficult to actually prove if any of them work. They're much more likely to have a placebo effect more than anything else. However, the most popular one by far is the back remedies. The back remedy for stress and anxiety contains a combination of 5 of the back original flower remedies made from natural flower essences. It's called the Rescue Remedy and is suitable for all the family. It's available in a dropper or spray. I'm not going to read all the promotional information as you can pause this video if you want to read it, but rescue remedies are extremely popular. So let's now talk about the vitamins that can help with anxiety. Vitamin B. It's long been known that B vitamins are essential to nerve function. B1, B3 and B6 are especially important as they are a way of removing the lactic acid which can contribute to panic attacks. The B vitamin is sadly lacking in a lot of people's diets as the process of making white bread means that some of the B vitamins are milled out of the flour. B vitamins play an important role in the proper functioning of amino acids and in regulating mood. Since B vitamins are not stored in the body, it's essential to have an intake of these as your body is under a lot of stress. Lack of vitamin B can lead to sugar cravings, insomnia and mood changes. B vitamins work best when they are taken with other members of the B complex and in turn with other vitamins as a whole. Vitamin B1 is good for controlling blood sugar levels which affect panic attack sufferers. Vitamin B3 plays a major part in the enzymatic process which helps to produce serotonin, which promotes calmness and sleep. Vitamin B5 helps the adrenal function of the body, which is especially important in panic attack sufferers. Vitamin B12 has been linked to improving depression. Given the link between depression and anxiety, it's something that could be beneficial. It also helps to support a healthy heart, which tends to get exerted in more stressful people. Vitamin B supplements can be purchased alone or in combination with other vitamins in a capsule form. Good food sources of vitamin B include meat, which is liver and turkey, whole grains, potatoes, bananas, chilies, legumes, nutritional yeast and molasses. Let's talk about magnesium now. Does magnesium help with anxiety? Magnesium is a mineral that's crucial to the body's function. Magnesium helps keep blood pressure normal, bones strong, and heart rhythm steady. Magnesium is necessary to reduce the effects of constant anxiety and stress. This is especially important if you suffer constant panic attacks, which is called panic disorder. It is also thought it can help in producing new brain patterns of behavior which are not influenced by fear and compulsive thinking. Magnesium helps stress because the body uses it for muscle relaxation. It's possible that if you take extra supplements of this, it may help to reduce muscle tension and relieve anxiety symptoms. Research has shown it can be beneficial to reduce anxiety, nervousness, fear, restlessness, and irritability. Magnesium is one of the most common elements on the planet. Unfortunately, the way in which we produce food today means that magnesium can be wiped out from our diet. Millions of people are not getting enough magnesium in their foods they consume. Although real magnesium deficiency is not very common, it's possible that not getting enough magnesium through a poor diet can increase the risk of anxiety and panic attacks. It would also appear that some conditions related to anxiety can deplete the amount of magnesium in the body. Stress could reduce the amount of magnesium. Hyperventilation appears to decrease magnesium in the body. Some foods and drinks may lower magnesium levels. Magnesium is involved in more than 300 essential metabolic reactions and is essential for nerve health. There is still much to be learned about the human body, but it may contribute to anxiety and panic attacks if you're not getting enough magnesium. Taking magnesium isn't going to cure anxiety, but it could make you feel better. Make sure you are consuming enough, as your body needs all the help it can get in obtaining vitamins and minerals. Magnesium has also been shown to protect the arteries and heart, which can only be a good thing. A study has shown if B6 and magnesium were taken together, it can help relieve breast tenderness, anxiety-related premenstrual symptoms, and menstrual weight gain and pain. A great way of getting more magnesium into your body and it being pleasurable is dissolving Epsom salts into a bath. The magnesium in the salt will be absorbed through the skin. You could also combine this with lavender oil. The smell of lavender often makes people feel more calm and relaxed. Magnesium can be attained through foods such as dark green leafy salads, i.e. spinach, cabbages. These are also good for B vitamins as well. Other food sources of magnesium include legumes, chicken, beef, fish, especially halibut, cod and salmon, seeds, bananas, watermelons, potatoes, figs and green beans. Magnesium can be bought and consumed as tablets, liquid, flakes or even sprays. So now let's move on to GABA and inositol. Anxiety and panic attacks have long been known to change your body chemicals. Research has shown that anxious people have insufficient or low neurotransmitter levels. Medication has been designed to improve these neurotransmitters. However, there are natural supplements which can also do the same. Inositol and GABA can help with this. GABA and inositol and other natural supplements claim to treat anxiety and will be the answer to your problems. There have been many studies into inositol and GABA, but none that conclusively reveal they cure. But you should not rule it out as long as you combine this with other treatments. Inositol is a carbohydrate and is found in rice, beans, fruits and grains. These foods have very low doses of inositol. Research has indicated that inositol can play a major role if taken in high doses in controlling medical health conditions such as depression, agoraphobia, obsessive compulsive disorder and panic disorder. So let's look at inositol in more detail. Serotonin has long been known to play a part in mood. Inositol, which is a carbohydrate, can help serotonin be produced. If inositol is beneficial in the serotonin process, then this could reduce stress, anxiety, and panic attacks. Not producing serotonin has been linked to anxiety and has borne medications such as Seroxat. Drugs like benzodiazepines, which include Xanax, Valium, and Ativan, also try and reproduce this serotonin reaction. But if you can actually do it naturally, you're not going to have to take the addiction risks. These drugs suppress the nervous system and cause drowsiness, sleep problems, and impairments. Elderly people especially are more sensitive to these types of drugs, and they have been associated with falls in older people. Inositol is available in powder and capsule form. Serotonin can also be purchased in capsule and powder form to enhance mood. Right, now let's talk about GABA. GABA is an amino acid that can help panic attack sufferers. GABA stands for gamma-aminobutyric acid. GABA protects nerve cells from being burned out due to excessive amount of accumulated stress. This is important for panic attack sufferers as they suffer from repeated flight or fight responses, which can cause this burning out effect. Research has shown that people who are afraid of their panicky feelings have empty or deficient GABA receptors in their brain. GABA receptors, or neurotransmitters, have long been linked to anxiety. It can slow down and reverse the stimulation of our brains. If you have low levels of GABA, it will be more difficult for your mind and body to relax after excitatory neurotransmitters have been released. GABA is one of the brain's most important neurotransmitters as it calms down the brain. GABA can help you calm down when you're stressed or irritable. Valium works in a similar way to GABA by imitating it to relax our brains. Similarly, alcohol and marijuana produce similar reactions in the body, which can lead to sufferers self-medicating to overcome anxiety. Research has indicated a whole section of mental issues can be attributed to low GABA receptors. That's not to say it's some magic pill, because it's not, nor does using alcohol, tranquilizers and marijuana, because they are all addictive and produce diminishing returns over time, so you have to take more to feel the same benefits. You can get GABA naturally from glutamate. Below is a list of foods that contain glutamate and the levels of glutamate within the food. GABA does not cross the blood-brain barrier and must be formed within the brain. Although more research is needed, it would appear if you can increase your GABA in the brain, it does seem to help and improve anxiety. By taking inositol and GABA through supplements, people hope to control their anxiety. The logic here is if you can increase your serotonin and GABA levels, you can potentially receive two natural substances not known to have any side effects. One study showed that within just 60 minutes of taking GABA, alpha brainwaves, a sign of relaxation, were increased on EEGs. Taking GABA also boosted the immune system, which functions best when you are relaxed. GABA can be purchased as capsules, and it can just be stirred into water. I thought it was also worth mentioning about glycine, taurine and glutamine. These three products are similar to GABA. These are amino acids and can produce relaxation in the body. So it may be worth checking out these products as well. Right, next I want to mention about teas. I mentioned in my program of recovery that you simply have to stay away from coffee and tea as they contain caffeine. But there's lots of alternatives out there. Peppermint and chamomile are my personal favourites. There is evidence to suggest chamomile can relax you. Green tea is also a good alternative as it contains an amino acid which can raise your GABA levels. Right then, now let's move on to 5-hydroxytryptophan, which is 5-HTP for short, because I'm not going to keep saying that long name because it's just too difficult to say. But 5-HTP is an amino acid supplement which can help boost your levels of serotonin, which can promote sleep and lift mood levels. It can be purchased in a capsule form. Let's move on now to omega fatty acids. Now, omega oils are essential fatty acids. These are good fats and are vital in maintaining physical and mental health. There are two families of essential fatty acids, omega-3 and omega-6. Research has shown that having a balanced diet of omega-3 and 6 is essential for your good health, and taking supplements may lessen the strength of the body's flight or fight response. They are predominantly sold in a capsule form. Let's now move on to KAVA root, which is one of the more famous substances, or natural substances, should I say, for treating anxiety. KAVA is a herb that's been used for thousands of years in the South Pacific Islands and is renowned for its ability to cause profound relaxation and an overall sense of well-being. The roots of the KAVA plant have long been used to make a drink that has a sedative effect. It is consumed throughout the Pacific Ocean cultures of Polynesia, including Hawaii, Vanuatu, Melanesia, and some parts of Micronesia. In a recent study, it was shown to be a potential natural alternative for the treatment of chronic clinical anxiety. The study showed that compared with other options, it had less risk of dependency and less potential for side effects. The 8-week study published in the Journal of Clinical Psychopharmacology involved 75 patients who had been clinically diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. The participants were given either KAVA or placebo, and anxiety levels were regularly assessed. Those in the KAVA group were given tablets twice per day consisting of water-soluble extracted KAVA, that's peeled rock stock, for a total dose of 120 milligrams of KAVA lactones. In the case of non-response, this was increased to a double dose twice per day. Participants in the placebo group took matching dummy tablets in the same manner. At the end of the study, the KAVA group showed a significant reduction in anxiety levels compared to those in the placebo group. For those diagnosed with moderate to severe generalized anxiety disorder, GAD, KAVA had an even greater effect in reducing anxiety. In the end, 26% of the KAVA group were in remission from their symptoms, compared to 6% of the placebo group. KAVA was also well tolerated. The findings showed no significant difference among the two groups for liver function, which had previously been a concern for KAVA's medicinal use. Furthermore, there was no significant adverse reactions that could be attributed to KAVA, and no difference in withdrawal or addiction between the groups. KAVA is one of the most common natural supplements for anxiety and is the only one to have extensive research done on it. Basically, KAVA root contains a high dose of KAVA lactones. This compound in studies is shown to have psychoactive properties. Interestingly, there is more than one type of kavactone in KAVA, but all of them seem to promote calmness. KAVA lactones would appear to improve GABA and dopamine production. This makes them invaluable for controlling anxiety. KAVA, on the face of it, seems to provide everything one needs to reduce anxiety, with no addiction risks, and it can be favourably compared with benzodiazepines. The benefits include mild sedation, it relaxes the muscles, pain reduction, and anti-anxiety properties. KAVA originally could be purchased in teas and is still sold in tea form today. However, the required dose to have any effect on your body would probably be too low in a cup of tea. The kavactone levels are just too small. KAVA can also be purchased in pill form from certain countries. Over recent years, KAVA has been removed from markets across Europe because research has linked KAVA with liver damage and toxicity. However, further studies tended to dismiss this link between the herb and liver damage. There are probably several reasons for this. KAVA seems to have a bad reaction with drugs and alcohol. It depends which part of the KAVA plant you use. The root seems to be the more potent. Some supplements use more synthetic KAVA compounds, which make any testing unreliable. The majority of the studies seem to advocate the use of KAVA as long as you're not drinking alcohol and it's under your doctor's supervision. KAVA can be purchased in capsule, tea or powder form outside of Europe. Right, now let's move on to valerian root. Valerian Root is known for its relaxating effect, and it helps to promote sleep. It's commonly used with insomnia sufferers who need help in falling asleep. So from an anxiety point of view, it's not a herb that's mentioned that often. With its calming effect, it often can help anxiety sufferers as well, and is often seen as an answer to stress and tension. Its herbal properties somehow seem to relax the mind and body and give the sufferer a much needed rest if they combine it with breathing exercises or meditation. Research has been mixed about how well it actually works. However, it's proved a very popular supplement, indicating that for some it seems to have beneficial effects. You're probably wondering how it works. Well, research has been inconclusive, but it would seem Valerian Root seems to assist the GABA receptors, although it's not clear how. It has no major side effects, but as with most herbal remedies, it's best not taken with alcohol in the system or with other herbal remedies or drugs. Valerian Root can come in tablets or tea form. Right, now let's move on to passion flower. Taking passion flower for anxiety is another common herbal supplement and is similar to KAVA but weaker. There has been some research into passion flower, and the majority of studies seem to indicate some light relief from moderate anxiety. If you're experiencing full-blown panic attacks and anxiety, it's probably not going to help that much. If anxiety is just a small inconvenience in your daily life, then this will probably give you that little help when you need it. The variety seems to be the key in passion flowers, as some are more effective than others. Some varieties of passion flower contain beta-carboline harmala alkaloids. This compound has antidepressant qualities, especially in the leaves. The maypop flower has compared well to anti-anxiety drugs oxypam in studies. Passion flower comes in tablets, liquid or tea form. Right, now let's move on to St. John's wort. St. John's wort is a herb that's been used for hundreds of years in mental health treatment and healing wounds. Some people find this to be beneficial, especially if they suffer from depression. Depression and anxiety are linked, so it's possible that this can help anxious people. Some people claim it also helps them sleep better. The plant's Latin name is Hypericum perforatum, although it's sometimes displayed just as Hypericum, which comes from the Greek name meaning greatest health. The active ingredient is called hypericin, which should be displayed on the package telling you the dosage in the tablet or capsule. It also contains hyperforin, which is an antibiotic. Studies show you may get a fast response in feeling better if you take St. John's wort compared to other herbs. You may even feel your mood improving within the first week, but don't think you can just come off it as fast. St. John's wort is not harmless, it's a reasonably powerful medicine. Taken responsibly, you may see some good results. St. John's wort comes in tablet and liquid form. The next one I want to talk about is catnip. Catnip is quite an unusual herb and it's part of the mint family. Catnip may help you to treat symptoms associated with anxiety. The benefits attributed to catnip are to alleviate irritations, stomach cramps and spasms which occur when anxiety happens. If you suffer from headaches, it may also help the tension which tends to trigger this. Some people have suggested it helps insomnia and improves appetite. Catnip can be taken as tea, capsule or liquid form. Right, now let's move on to fennel. Fennel is a plant species in the genus Phoeniculum. It is a member of the family of Apiaceae. It's a hardy perennial herb with yellow flowers and feathery leaves. It's not that commonly associated with anxiety, but it's used to treat similar symptoms such as coughs, indigestion and asthma, which may make anxiety worse. Helping stomach issues is its main advantage by helping to reduce flatulence and abdominal tension. For best results, it can be consumed as a tea before or after meals. It has no known side effects. It's a popular tea in oriental countries such as India. Fennel can be commonly bought as teas, capsules, seeds, drinks in drops, and even as a toothpaste. Right, let's move on to one of the more famous anxiety treatments, chamomile. Chamomile is a natural sedative and will only really have an effect on mild anxiety. It's one herb I would recommend as a substitute to tea or coffee. Chamomile is commonly drank as tea. Chamomile is quite popular and it can often be purchased in mainstream coffee shops like Starbucks. It has calming properties, and if you're feeling nervous or agitated, it can help. It can also help to settle the stomach and improve digestion and help with everyday stresses. The studies that have been carried out on chamomile have linked it to reducing headaches and improving liver and lung health. Chamomile is not addictive and can be used as a replacement for caffeine. Chamomile is also popular for anxiety in children. Chamomile can be purchased in many forms, including capsules, creams, oils, tea, dried flowers, etc. Now let's move on to motherwort. Motherwort is best associated with treating menstrual discomfort. Pregnant women also see motherwort as a way to manage the stress, tension and anxiety of pregnancy. Read the label if taken when pregnant, as it appears it's not recommended in the early stages of pregnancy. The Greeks gave motherwort to pregnant women suffering from anxiety, hence the name mother's herb or motherwort. It can also help night sweats and hot flushes. It can be effective against heart palpitation. It can ease cramps, increase circulation, and improves your slow, sluggish digestion if you suffer from that. It's commonly sold in tea form and as drops. Right, now let's move on to the herb Skullcap. Skullcap is also known as Scullateria, Scoot, Blue Skullcap, Mad Dog Skullcap and Madweed. It's a perennial mint and produces flowers in various different colours. It became known in the 1700s as Mad Dog's weed, as settlers thought it could treat rabies. Skullcap is a comforting herb traditionally used to alleviate nervous tension and exhaustion. It is used to promote relaxation and emotional well-being during times of stress in one's life. It comes in tea capsule and drop form. More recently, Skullcap has been used to ease restless leg syndrome, twitchy muscles, and it has anti-inflammatory properties. It can help to relax the body because of its sedative effects on the body. Skullcap's relaxing properties make it ideal to fight restlessness, insomnia and rapid heartbeat. It's not to be used by pregnant women. Right, now let's move on to vitamin D. Now vitamin D is a vitamin found in fatty fish such as mackerel and salmon. It's also found in eggs. The body can make its own vitamin D from sunlight. If you feel anxiety and depression in the winter months, then improving your vitamin D can give you a boost. A study has identified that vitamin D was linked to anxiety and depression in fibromyalgia patients. If you don't know what fibromyalgia is, it's like a rheumatoid stiffness pain in the body. Vitamin D also plays a major part in bone health, immunity, and in a healthy heart. It also helps to protect against cancer. Research on vitamin D has shown that many people are deficient in vitamin D and they are unaware of it. Vitamin D can be purchased in capsule, soft gel or even spray form. Now let's move on to omega-3s, 6s and 9s. Research indicates that omega-3s from fish oil are useful in treating depression. A study which researched substance abusers who ate little fish found that increasing their diet of fish made them less angry and less anxious. Tuna, salmon, sardines are common foods you can easily incorporate into your diet to get more vitamin D and omega fish oils. I personally would not take omega supplements unless you know you need these extra supplements. They can be easily purchased in capsule form. Most supermarkets and health food shops have them. Right, now let's move on to lactium and L-theanine. Lactium is a supplement which comes from casein protein in milk. The casein protein has been proven to reduce stress-related symptoms, including anxiety, by lowering the stress hormone cortisol. This can result in lower blood pressure. Lactium can be purchased in capsule or a chewable tablet form. L-theanine is an amino acid found in tea. It can have a relaxing effect on the individual and can reduce physiological responses to stress. It can improve levels of the calming neurotransmitter GABA, and it's also thought to protect against neurotoxins from the environment. L-theanine can be purchased in tablet form. Now let's move on to calms. I thought it was worth mentioning about calms. They are probably the most popular mainstream herbal remedy on the market, especially in the UK. They can be purchased in most supermarkets. Calms are sold in tablet form. They are marketed to help sleep, stresses and strains, and to reduce worry. The contents of the tablets include traditional herbal remedies, including hops powder, extract of valerian, and extract of gentian. I have discussed Valerian Root before. Hops are best known in the fermentation process for beer, but they also have good anti-anxiety properties. They promote stomach secretions which can help the digestive system. Hops also contain estrogens which can help women with menopausal complaints and reduce insomnia and hot flushes. As regards anxiety, hops can reduce stomach cramps and nervous complaints such as indigestion. Gentian is a perennial plant that can live as long as 50 years. It has traditionally been used to clean wounds and treat gastrointestinal problems. It is thought to help depression and nervous tension. Calms are not expensive and are best used for mild anxiety. They are non-addictive and they can be purchased quite easily from most health food shops. Finally, let's move on to multivitamins and supplement tablets. There are some very popular multi-supplements on the market. They combine all sorts of vitamins and supplements into one tablet that you can take daily. I have mixed feelings about taking supplements. I think it's helpful in the first 12 months of recovery, but I would be against long-term use of supplements once you recover. You should get all the nutrients you require from a balanced diet. I would also state a word of caution that it's counterproductive and even harmful to take more than the recommended daily doses of supplements. If you are in any doubt, please consult your doctor or a qualified nutritionalist. I personally believe whether or not you wish to take supplements, herb or vitamins, you need to combine it with some sort of program to help you get better to overcome anxiety, stress and panic attacks. Natural supplements will help, but they will not work on their own. If you wish to go down the medication route, then all you're really doing is managing on a day-to-day basis and having to deal with the side effects that go with it. If you feel run down, then combine vitamins, herbs and supplements within your recovery program and give your body every chance to heal. If you click on the link now, it will take you to a viral article I wrote on this very subject, and it will give you more information on the products I've just spoken about. I do hope you've learnt something that you didn't know before on some of the natural supplements, herbs and vitamins that are available to help stress, anxiety and panic attacks. And finally, please subscribe to my YouTube channel where you'll get free videos that will give you a complete program of recovery, including lots of different elements that you'll need to overcome anxiety, stress and panic attacks. Thanks for watching and bye for now.